So I was reading my comments, right? And somebody asked, it's like, how do I improve on Geoguessr? What are your like quick 5 tips on how to improve? That's paraphrased, but I thought about it and I go, there aren't really any tips to get better at Geoguessr that I can just give you guys in 10 seconds. The biggest tip is actually play the game. The thing is, like, each place, at least on A Diverse World, for example, each place is going to have things that will help you get it. Like, some countries will only have poles that appear in some areas. Some road lines are going to be specific to 1 or 2 countries. The big thing is always going to be the landscape. Like, a lot of the time, even if the road lines look a certain way or the poles or something, the landscape can help you realize about what area it can be and where it can't be for sure. So you're never going to find something in Brazil that looks quite like this. You're never going to see something quite like this in Japan or Mexico or just like mainly South America in general. So we see skinny birch tree. Already with something like that, we can pretty much say this is 100% Canada, Alaska, maybe even some of the northern United States, and then like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia. Those are like the only places that will have skinny birch trees like that. So that's already one thing. When you look at the road, we have dashed lines, short dashes. That already is going to be one place. We see a lot of red and white, like barn-looking buildings. That's mainly going to be specific to Scandinavia, Iceland too a little bit, and the Faroe Islands, and even probably Svalbard as well. Even some like places in Greenland. But every single thing that you look at, you should really be thinking about, okay, where can it not be 100%? And then that should help you narrow down about where it could be. Obviously, another way to think about that is, where are my options? That's the first thing. You never want to look at a place and go, man, I have no idea, because then it's going to seem overwhelming and you might miss around that you could possibly get. So I know that was really long-winded. This is Sweden. We know it's Scandinavia based on the trees pretty much. And then the road lines, dashed lines like this, it's almost always Sweden. Almost always. You'll see some similar looking road lines in the Netherlands and France, but it just doesn't quite look enough like those places. The Netherlands is really quite flat, and we see this isn't really super flat. And then again, trees plus road lines. It's just going to be Sweden. Norway will have similar road lines that could trip you up. Norway is going to be a lot more mountainous than this, even though this is a bit hilly. It's not really mountainous. But road lines in Norway are just longer. So if you like connected these two together, you might get a Norway dashed road line. And we might even see that later in this video. Let's just throw it in Sweden. We know we're on a north-south road. We could be, a little bit more precise here and look for a road that kind of matches up, generally northeast. So we end up being 49 miles away. The road was going the other way, but similar kind of angle. Could have lined it up better. Already, palm trees. What can we think about? Well, it's not going to be close to any of the places we just had. It's not going to be close to Scandinavia. Palm trees are generally going to be found closer to the equator. Now, they can get, of course, up in this area, Florida, California. They're generally going to be more coastal in general. So think about maybe like Los Angeles down through Florida on the coast. And then you can think, South America and also East Asia. So Thailand, maybe even Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines. Those are pretty much your options. You will sometimes see them in coastal Australia, New Zealand, I feel like, and I don't know if you would see palm trees in South Africa. They would have to be imported, I would guess. But yeah, anyway, we see palm trees. We pretty much can get a general idea of where this is. It looks like Southeast Asia to me, just from we see like the tin looking roofs. We see, I don't know what to call those, but they're made of like palm fronds maybe, of like a little roofing on that little shack. Black license plate, I believe, is Malaysia, Indonesia. Pretty sure about that. Doesn't quite look like Malaysia to me. I don't know. I think it's going to be Indo. I think it's going to be Indonesia. Also, I'm not, the best in the world at this game, so I'm going to get things wrong. I think it's Indonesia. The poles are kind of weird. I guess I could see this being like Borneo Malay, which is this is Borneo. We have half Malaysia up here, and then the south is Indonesia. Because the poles do kind of look like Malaysian poles a little bit, which are just like silver gray cylinders. On mainland Malaysia, you will see a black sticker on the pole. That tells you for certain that you're on this little stretch here of Malaysia. This part down here is Indonesia. I'm not really exactly sure where this is. I'm pretty confident it's Southeast Asia. I think it's Indonesia. However, Borneo Malay wouldn't be super surprising. With the road, though, usually you'll see white lines in Malaysia. So I think it's Indonesia. But you know what? I will go Borneo just in case. And it was indeed Indonesia. It was Southeast Sulawesi. So Indonesia is a tough country for me. It's so big. Indonesia goes from up here all the way over here and down here. It's very tough. It's very tough to get specific in Indonesia, especially because a lot of it looks the same. Okay, what do we see here first? We see white lines. Already we can eliminate the US and Canada, and also it seems not like the US or Canada. We see pastel and white blocky houses. We don't really see that in the US. We see that more in South America and like Spain, Portugal, that area of Europe, maybe some French too. We see some writing here. Electrico. Peligra, it means, like it's dangerous, watch out, electricity. High voltage is what that pretty much would indicate. So we know we're in a Spanish-speaking country, or Portuguese, I suppose. We know that there are a lot of pastels, at least in this area from what we can tell. And also, a big help is the car a lot of the time. So a certain car can only be certain places. It's a little bit lame to play that way, but the car can be quite helpful about narrowing it down. So white car with Spanish with white road lines is Chile. Based on what is in South America, nowhere has consistent white road lines except for Chile. Chile I've seen have yellow lines in weird areas in the north, but it's mainly always going to be white lines. It's a little bit weird. It doesn't really look a ton like Chile to me, just based off of gut feeling. But I don't think you can see a car like this in Spain or Portugal. So based on what I think is Spanish and the white car, white road lines, I have to go Chile. I really don't love this. It could just be Santiago. So you know what? I'm going to go Santiago. And it was Peru. Forgot about Peru being an option. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Didn't really look a ton like Chile, as I mentioned. But you can get white car in Chile. That's true. Peru, I guess, can have white road lines as well. Peru will have black or white car. It will vary. So a little bit of a miss on that one, clearly. On this one, now there are a couple things. One, we can just check the landscape. It looks unlike any place we've seen so far. And I don't know how I can explain this really. You will see palm trees in Africa too. We talked about palm trees earlier in some places on the coast, like Nigeria, for example, which is where this is. You see the green and white alternating there? It looks just like the Nigerian flag, so that's extremely helpful. Now, this is also car meta at times. There is a car in Nigeria that you will rarely see. Usually, I don't think you see any car, but you see mirrors on this car. We're going to see bars on the car, I believe, with black and white caution tape. And there they are. I just know that from playing the game a lot. Nigeria, you will also see a follow car, which is always this Toyota 4Runner, as far as I know. It's, I think, almost always white. We're driving on the right. In Kenya, you'll have a snorkel on the car, but if, let's say the car was blurred, Kenya drives on the left. Uganda, I don't quite know. Uganda has mirrors on the car as well. The dirt will look really, really red. It does look pretty red here in areas, but it's not quite red enough, believe it or not. But it does look a bit like Uganda, but between the car, between the Nigerian flag colors, between driving on the right, it's just got to be Nigeria. The car, I think, I sound like such a nerd all the time, but you know what? I'm into it, so whatever. The car with the black and white caution, you will see in the Abuja area, I believe. Maybe even in another area too. There's definitely another like city that's close. This seems like a really familiar road to me. Again, I know that seems crazy, but I'm gonna go on the A2. Let's go like right there. Yeah, 40 miles away. It was the right road. Just a little bit south, but it was in the general Abuja area. You'll see that car in Nigeria in the Abuja area. Ghana will have black tape on one corner of the bars on the car. But Nigeria is mainly follow car, and the color is real helpful too. And the look. The look you get just from playing the game. White road lines. We talked about those earlier. Malaysia, Indonesia will both have them. However, you see this pole? We have a sticker on the cylinder or cylindrical pole. That means mainland Malaysia. We also see black license plates. That's Malaysia. We see the Malaysian flag, which looks like the American flag quite a bit if you just take a glance at it, but the top left is a little bit different. Driving on the left, Malaysia, Indonesia as well. The Philippines will drive on the right. Thailand will drive on the left. Cambodia, which also has coverage, drives on the right. This language is very Malaysia, Indonesia. I really can't tell them apart. And then here we have, a map pretty much. It says like Batang, and we see sticker on the pole. We know we're mainland Malaysia. We are on what appears to be not quite an east-west road, but pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. So there might be a more exact location here somewhere. I mean, I could look for it, but I don't even know if I'd see it. I think this is our best bet. So if we go ahead and look into mainland Malaysia here, can we find, I can't exactly see the road line. Maybe this is the M8. See, E8 definitely looks like an M. Now, I don't know where Batang is. Maybe M is just like a main road, and the 8 could be one of these. It definitely doesn't say E. Definitely doesn't say E8. Batang sounds so familiar, but I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. So a little bit frustrated with that. There's an 8. Could be there. Or that could be a road. So maybe we follow the 8. See if we see anything that quite matches. It's just going to be quick. I'm not really obsessed with getting an unbelievable score here. This is probably a 5K-able round for a really good player. I'm just not quite that good. There's the E8 that turns into. So does the 8 follow down, or maybe it just ends? There's Bentong. I don't think that's quite what that says. It looks like it says Batang. I don't see it. I could have missed it. I'm just going to click on the 8 and see how close we are. So it was down here. There was the M8. I had to zoom in a lot more. And where was Batang? I still don't see it. I still don't see it. Sure, it's somewhere around there. I keep clicking on it. I don't mean to do that. But that was a little 18-9. I know we spent a really long time talking about that, but I just really wanted to walk you guys through it. I need some water. Yeah, like rice or something. I'm not gonna be okay. All right. Need a little cough there. My face is turning red. I'm gonna choke to death on camera. It'll be my last video. I'll try to publish it before I die. Spilled water on myself. This is not going well. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can. I'm just a mess. All right, we have yellow plates in the front and back. You will only see that, I believe, in two places: the Netherlands and Luxembourg. Also, cobblestone, like brickwork everywhere. Now, if you guys don't know, Hey Pando, great Twitch streamer, does a lot of Geoguessr. He refers to this specific region as Cobblestonia, that features the UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, and I mean some areas in the surrounding area, but mainly right here, this little circle is Cobblestonia. So when you see a bunch of brickwork and cobblestone and all that, you're probably in a place like that. We see Dutch here, the Dutch language. I don't know if you guys can recognize that or not, but that is Dutch. And then again, yellow plates in the front and back, plus all the brick, has to be the Netherlands. Now, this does look quite a lot like Belgium with all the brickwork, as that's, you know, just a function of the area. However, Belgium, you would see a lot more white plates with a reddish hue, which is their white license plates with red text. Sometimes you will see yellow plates in Belgium, because believe it or not, people can drive across here. But this is, with all the yellow plates, I mean, and the Dutch, it is absolutely the Netherlands. Now, where exactly is this? I really don't know. I think it's probably a good idea to go somewhere in between the major cities. We could just choose one. Let's go Utrecht. I'm not even sure if I pronounced it correctly. And it was Amsterdam, which really doesn't pop up a lot, I found, but good start to that round. Yellow lines like this, double yellow lines, it's almost always going to be the US or Canada, just already. Sometimes you will see similar looking lines in Finland, I think, but it's mainly always going to be the US. Nice looking roads. The US really cares about the infrastructure. Green signs. It's the US or Canada 100%. We didn't really talk about it a ton on any of these past rounds, but sun positioning is pretty helpful a lot of the time. It's not really super helpful in this one as the sun's going down. Driving on the right, this yellow turn sign on the right side of the road. I mean, we know it's the US or Canada. Mailboxes out in front. US or Canada. Ooh. It's a big river or lake or something in the background there. Looks probably more like a river. Doesn't look super large. And we see some skinnier looking trees. I can guess that we're probably in the pretty deep north here. Now, it is fall or winter coverage, so you don't see any leaves on the trees, so it's a little bit tougher to tell with the trees, but we do see the skinny looking trees here. So I would guess we're more north. Water is to the south and west, southwest maybe. So I think Minnesota isn't probably a bad bet. I think it could be Wisconsin, Michigan, upstate New York even, I think is a pretty good bet. But we can see the plate on the car. No front plate as far as I can tell, so that pretty much rules out New York. There could be a front plate there. Pretty tough to tell, actually. It's going to be somewhere across here, I think. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, New York. Those would be my main guesses here. I think I'm going to go Michigan. Michigan, I don't think has front plates, so I like my chances here. A lot of water going on. Maybe we're we seem to be on more of a main road. Pretty tough to tell. Let's just go there. And it was actually Canada. We talked about Canada being an option, and that is a river. The Ottawa River. But yeah, I couldn't distinguish the US from Canada there. It was just too close. And as you can see, it's right on the border. But tough round. Really tough round there. I wonder if I could go back if there's anything that's more Canadian about that than US, but I looked at everything. I really don't think there was a big differentiator. I think it was just tough draw on that. What am I thinking for here? I think it's Ukraine. So we have Cyrillic, for sure there, which is basically it looks like Russian, right? The plates are not European. They're not EU plates, I should say. So EU plates will have a blue strip on the left side of the plate. These do not. And in Europe, that's Russia. I think that's Ukraine. I think Serbia. Maybe Bulgaria. I gotta learn what is in the EU, European Union. However, with the paint on the trees, I think I've seen that in Ukraine a lot. There are these leaner poles. I think that's Ukraine also. These are just super USSR looking cars. I mean, it's Russia or Ukraine. It's not anywhere else based on everything, just the way it looks. Not EU plates. Look at the cars. I mean, it's wild here. Short antenna, I don't know what that means. I wish I could tell Russia and Ukraine apart here. I'm getting Ukraine vibes. Can't really explain it more than that. I really think it comes down to the paint on the trees and some of the poles. And maybe the leaner poles. I'm sure you can get a lot of that in Russia too. A lot of wood. I mean, we see wood fencing. You can see all that in Russia. This one's real tough, for me at least, between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine, you'll generally see pretty bad looking roads. This one doesn't look so bad. But I feel like in Russia, and even though you can get like these types of roads in Russia, I feel like Russian roads in some places look really, really nice. Like better than you'd expect, I think. I'm going Ukraine. It's just like the last one was a 50-50 for me. This one's pretty much a 50-50 as well. It's a real tough one, but I'm going Ukraine. And it was Russia. I wish I could tell you guys how to tell those two apart. Maybe the car is helpful. However, in Ukraine, you will get red car. You'll see like a red blur. But you can also get, not that car in Ukraine as well. So maybe short antenna is specific to Russia. Very tough to tell the two apart. But now I'm glad I know for certain that we can see leaners with paint. I say leaners, I mean the leaning pole with paint on these poles and trees in Russia. That's good to know. And it was south of Novograd. But that's Novogorod. That's Veliki Novograd. I have no idea what the difference is. I mean, the difference clearly is a name, but I don't know what it means. I don't speak Russian. I think I do actually have some people that have watched the channel that are good at Russian, so maybe you guys can help me. This sign's really helpful. This sign's all across Europe. The pedestrian walking, the number of lines on the sign can help you. I just don't remember what 5 is and whether 5 can be multiple places or not. What does this look like? It looks like it's very Alpsy. So in Switzerland, you'll see low cam, where you're lower to the ground. I'm not sure this is distinctly lower to the ground. I don't think it is. Tough to tell if those are Italian plates or not. Italian plates will have blue on both sides. I think that does have blue on both sides. Tough to tell on that one. If I had to guess where we are, which is the entire game, right? And I think that sign is specific of Italy. I think this is very northern Italy. Hold on, we have language here. Tough to read it. Tough to read what that says. I mean, it could even be France, right? It's very Alpsy, though. I'm feeling more Italy than anywhere else. Hold on. That's a flag. We see red and white. It's tough. Because if it were green, it's Italy, right? If it's blue, it's France. Hold on. There we go. There's the green, white, and red. But there's also other flags, I think. Tough. I think it's Italy. I'm going northern Italy. Because you'll see this area is all very Alpsy. Obviously, because it's the Alps. Let's go in here, maybe. Aosta? Don't know how to pronounce it. But it was Italy. It was just that place. I went more west. It was more east, north of Venice. Did get Italy correct. White road lines. A little bit of a short, skinny antenna there. What do I think this looks like immediately? We see some rocks on the side there. It looks kind of sandy. I think it's Spain immediately. Let's have a look around, see what we can see. I don't know. This one's tough. This is like some type of a farm. I don't know if they're growing palm trees. A lot of palm trees out here. Sun direction with the compass, you can see the white tip is south. Sun is in the south, which means we are in the northern hemisphere, anything above the equator. So I think it's Spain. I'm just getting more of a Spain feel from this. White road lines. We do have like concrete blocks like you'd see in Malta. But this, I don't think it's Malta at all. I mean, I could be shocked, and maybe it is. I'm going to go Spain. It just feels the most like Spain to me. I wish I had a big reason for why. White road lines in the northern hemisphere. It feels Mediterranean, but what I mean by that is like some greens mixed with some like light browns. Like this color right here, like the weedy color, is what I would call Mediterranean. I'm just going to go Spain. And it was Palma. I thought about that as an option once I saw these little rocks, and the concrete, or not concrete, but like the kind of multicolored square blocks that you see in Malta. That's what made me think perhaps it could be an island. I thought Palma. I even thought Sardinia, for example. Didn't really think Corse, but thought about those two. And I think it is technically Spain. It is Spain. So another just sub 19K game. I'm really trying to walk you guys through my thought process here. White car limits our options. I think it's probably Peru based off this look, or Chile. Nah, it's probably Chile. It's probably real South Chile. Let's have another look around. We don't have anything. It's dark. The road is not great. This looks like real down here. It just looks like how it looks down here. Doesn't quite look enough like Peru. White car, Chile, I think it's gotta be. I mean, Peru's pretty mountainous. It's just not giving me a big Peru feel. I thought so initially with the car and like the hills, but I'm just not getting it much anymore. And with the road looking as like black and not great as it does, you'll see that in like real South Argentina, like the Patagonia area, which is, all through here. But with white car, I think it's got to be Chile. We see a lot of green, which I feel like is not quite what it looks like over on the Argentinian side, or Argentine, if I want to be respectful. I think I'm going to go somewhere in here. We see a big ass mountain to the northwest. So it could be a lot of different things. I mean, how south do I want to go here? I don't want to go too far south, but I think it could be anywhere in here. Let's go. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. More of an east-west road, though. That's tough. It's pretty bendy. It actually breaks off there. Ooh. What are the odds of me actually finding this? It breaks off to the north and curls back to the west. I mean, I just don't know at the end of the day. Just hit right there. That would have been sick. It was Chile. It was more of a main road, and there's the road that comes back a little bit to the north and then goes, to the west. And what was the mountain we were looking at? Where did I say was the mountain to? The northwest? if I called that the big mountain. Where's my compass? Yeah, it was to the west. So that's not what we were looking at. Big mountains over there too. It's just a mountainous area. So it could have been anything in there. Unless I'm just totally reading the compass wrong, which is possible. It's more north than I anticipated. I kept drifting south. Or we got a sign. It's Cyrillic, Russian, white road lines, or what you see in Russia. The road doesn't look good, which makes me want to go Ukraine almost, but it's Russia. The white road lines like this, Russia, non-EU plate, Russia. I guess this pedestrian walking sign with 3 little lines there is Russia. I don't know if that's specific to a certain region. Black paint on the bottom of the white pole there, Russia. Skinny birch trees, Russia. Everything about this is Russia. Now, do I know Cyrillic enough to know where that is? I mean, there are a lot of places in Russia, since it's so big, use the same name. Can I find something that looks close? It's going to be tough too. I could see this being pretty far east as well. I'm really going to take a quick scan for this. Looking at the Cyrillic, so I'm looking under the English on here. I'm trying to look at something that looks distinct, which is the CTA to start. I think that looks pretty distinct. And again, I could see this being pretty far east, but I really don't think it's Kamchatka area. So I think I'm going to push definitely farther back west. And again, I'm really not going to look for this for too long, just because the odds of finding it, I think, are fairly limited. It's probably not up there. I'm surprised I'm not seeing anything that starts with CTA. Could be a very small place, though. So once again, the odds of finding it are small. And I'm sure better players than me would have a pretty good idea where this is, but Russia is one of those places that continues to elude my skill set, I think is the best way to put that. Yeah, I don't know Russia. Just don't know it. And the XEH seems pretty familiar, and the WOCT looks pretty familiar as well. But I just can't find anything that starts like that. So I think I'm just gonna plonk it down, and in this, where does it look like? To me, it looks like it's in this area, but I didn't really see anything that looked close here. So we'll see. It was farther west, east of Moscow. I'm not really seeing anything that I was looking for. So just kind of is what it is there. If one of these was a sign that said Moscow on them, I'm going to be mad. But Moscow starts as what? M-O-C-K? Don't really see that. Yeah, I mean, that just is what it is. Russia's tough. It's a reality with Russia. Ooh, single yellow line with white on the other side. Skinny looking trees. We talked about the red and white barn looking Scandinavian. We have Finnish, or what I assume will be when I zoom in. Looks like Finnish. Yellow line. It's got to be Finland. Got to be Finland. I said we will see yellow line in Finland sometimes earlier on the Canada round that I thought could have been US. But it's got to be Finland. Where in Finland? No idea. Finland's always tough to say exactly where it is. It's usually in this southern area, like south of Tampere, honestly, and then east to west, but it was real south, real southwest. Alrighty, yeah, we did get another one of these signs. I'm bailed out with the flag. So we have a bunch of lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it looks like. Now, I wouldn't have known where that was. However, what appears to be the flag of Macedonia, just happen to know what that looks like, is real helpful. Now, these mountains, the way these look, it looks like limestoney, I would say, is helpful to this specific region. I feel like Albania, Montenegro, Bosnia, which has no geo coverage, Croatia, Serbia, some Bulgaria. It looks like this area, northern Greece, just looks like this area. But with the North Macedonian flag, it's got to be Macedonia. Again, we're seeing it. It just has to be. And we also see a language here. Tough to read exactly what that says. I mean, it's clearly a municipal. It's telling us, like, maybe the town. But is there anything that starts with Espo? We could be missing a letter. I'm really only going to look in Macedonia. The thing that's interesting is Macedonia is a place that uses both Cyrillic and a different language, Macedonian. I know they speak Macedonian. I know that's the language. I'm not just making that up. Macedonsky. But I don't... Oh, there's Macedonsky. I don't know where this is. I might just go in the capital, but can I find anything that looks like it might be similar? I could probably look for longer and find something that matches, but I think I'm just going to click the capital. It seems like it doesn't seem like that large of a city. I don't think you could just see out there like that. If it were, unless it's like just outside the city, which I feel like it's just pretty unlikely. And if it's a municipality, it's certainly not super large. Maybe it could be a little subsection. What it comes down to is I just don't know. So that's more of a hedge than anywhere else. Maybe we'll just click here. Maybe we'll just click there. And it was Spain. I'm so confused. I mean, it looked more like Spanish. But the flag looked like the Macedonian flag so much to me. I mean, did that just get me that badly? It looked just like it. And it really, I mean, everything lined up. Now, that's not quite the Spanish flag. It's in the Barcelona area. Is that the flag of Catalonia? Do they have a flag? They sure do. And that's the one. So, you know what? Now we know for the future. Everything really lined up except for the language. But I just did not know what the Catalonian flag looked like. So I just got tricked super hard. Ooh, this is a super fun round. Why is it super fun? The road is not good. We see a lot of cacti. And you're like, that's kind of weird. But that's a huge tell. Look at all the cactus, the cacti. That's going to be a big tell, but also black front of car with the bars, with just a ridiculous amount of cacti is Curacao, which is an island north of Venezuela. Now, where in Curacao is this? I do not know. I'm feeling up here because it seems a lot more rural. Can we see any roads to maybe help us out? Oh, we can. So if we line up, we have a road that kind of diverges more north and then east. So if we were going north, or it goes kind of northwest and east. Damn. So this is not quite that. I'm screwing myself. I mean, we're on, let's see here. Damn. I wish I was better with road direction. But it definitely diverges northeast and continues like northwest. I'm not sure I'm going to find the road, unfortunately. And we see like a wind farm to the east. But it's pretty distinct. It's really only 2 roads. This does not match enough to me. Doesn't match enough. But I think it's in this general area. So remember, north to northeast. Find me a road that looks like that. How close is this? This, I feel like, is kind of close. Maybe not quite close enough. I mean, we're on... It's so weird, because, like, that road looks like straight north, so we are not. We are more like... I mean, we're more like... I don't know. We're more like on a northeast road that diverges more north. So I'm trying to find a shape that would look similar based off of where I think it is. This would match if there was something off to the east, I think. I'm bad with the road direct. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I'm sorry. I'm probably wasting my time doing this. I just want to find something that matches enough so that I'm happy with it. That, I feel like, goes more northwest. That's maybe like my best bet so far. That isn't quite it. Is that it? That's maybe close, but this road would look different. I don't know. I'm not going to find this. I'm not going to find this. I was hoping to see it in here, or a road that at least looked close enough, but I'm not going to find it. We're going to get really good points anyway. It was on the other side, and there was the road. Yeah. So the road really looked more north, and then that was northwest, which does make sense. But 21 miles away, still good points. I'm going to do one more round. I know this is probably a long video, and I really haven't even played that many rounds. Ooh. Interesting. It looked like really Irish to me at first. Can't really explain why. That says Ossentoft, which definitely looks like, I don't know, is that like Dutch or Danish or something? This looks like Denmark as well. It's very fieldsy. That's a big Danish thing. A lot of fields going on in Denmark. With the language, the buildings aren't quite like the brickwork that you see in the Netherlands. And again, it's like rural looking, very country-like. So I think Denmark's a pretty good bet. I don't know where we are. It's very rural. It's going to be a pretty small road somewhere. We have a farm. We're right on a farm. But I'm not going to be able to find it. Ooh, that is Denmark. And it's just a little island. Oh, that's super annoying. Because that's like as far away as I could possibly be while getting country right. Okay. Where does this look like right away? Kind of does look like Chile. Show me white car in the back. We do have it. Where else could this be? Don't just throw out something dumb. I think it is Chile, though. Gut instinct plus white car. And what tells me Chile? The road isn't great. It's like a dirt gravel road. I don't have any language. Or maybe we do, but I can't see what that says. And just the trees. It does look a little bit too Mediterranean for Chile. Maybe with those colors, but I think you do get them down there. It's just very foresty in Chile. Down here, especially like south of Santiago. I think this is what it looks like. So I really do like a Chile guess here. I usually go in like the Temuco area when it looks like this. Let's go just south. And it was just north. So was a Temuco area. So I'm pleased with that. Ooh. We see this type of road. Now, do not confuse it with cobblestonia. It is cobblestone looking, but it's not the usual. We have white paint on the bottom of a pole that looks like this with the holes. I think that's always going to be Romania. Now, there are similar poles in like Poland, Hungary, Bulgaria maybe even has similar poles to this. But I think when there's white paint on it, big Romania. And Romania, ooh, that's tough. This type of thing on the back of a car, like the antenna with the tape, I've seen that in Bulgaria and Hungary. But I think with the pole, I'm sure it's probably in the Romania area too. Also, these type of roofs, you'll see in Bulgaria too. Like the terracotta, you'll see that in Bulgaria. I'm kind of working to a 50-50 right now. The white paint screams Romania. The other stuff kind of wants me to go Bulgaria. I'm going to go Romania. I feel like in Bulgaria, you'll see fall coverage more often, which is, it looks wintry. So I am going to go Romania. I'll go not too far from Bucharest. And it was Romania on the Bulgarian border. So you know what? I read that pretty well. Ooh, just Brazil. Anytime it looks like this, Brazil. It's just a distinct look. It's pretty saturated. Greens are real green. The red dirt's pretty red. Yellow middle lines like that. We talked about it, that being US or Canada, but as you can see, the road doesn't quite look like that, right? It's a little bit different. No white outside lines being real strong. You see them there a little bit, but it's just Brazil. It's just Brazil. This car, by the way, Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, Mexico, usually Brazil. I'm trying to get a good look at these trees. I see some palm trees. I'm trying to convince myself that some of these are piranha pines, which are a very specific type of tree that pretty much only grows in the piranha area. You'll see them a little bit south, maybe a little bit north, but in this general area where they just look like fake trees. Have you ever seen like the telephone towers where it's like, no, I'm a tree? That's what they look like, but they're real. I don't think we really see them enough. Like some of them look like it a little bit, but I don't think we see it enough. I think it's be more north. I don't really know. I'm feeling like so many of these trees have been cut down. Shame. Let's go. I want to go Mato Grosso do Sul, but I'm not really sure. It's like a hedge to the Tocantins, which I think it could be as well. It's a damn good guess. We were in the right state in Brazil, which is pretty rare for me. Brazil's tough. I wonder where we are. Probably Mexico, actually, yeah. No, I think we do that. Driving on the right, yellow middle line, you'll see in Mexico and Brazil too, but Mexico a lot. You'll see multiple different road lines in Mexico, though, so it's not really a hard and fast rule. It was raining on this particular day. I don't know the license plate. You will see license plates in different, like, Mexican states. I mean, I don't know. I mean, could this just be Mexico City? Why would they have a sign like that? Could it be on, like, the Guatemalan border? I mean, it doesn't say, like, welcome to Mexico. It just says Mexico. But why would there be a sign for Mexico? Unless you're entering, like, Mexico City. I don't really know. A lot of big trucks, though, which you would maybe see at a border check. Darn. I don't know. I'm just going to go Mexico City. It seems like not that close to a city, though. How big is this Mexico City area? Maybe we're like there, but it doesn't seem like there are huge mountains. Maybe here? Yeah, I like this. I like this. The state of Mexico. So it was Mexico. It was that Veracruz? Pretty far east. Boca de Loma. And there is an airport. I mean, I don't know. We're not that close. I'll take the 22K basically, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a thing or two. I really tried to take it slow. I think videos in the future will be a lot faster paced unless you guys want more like this, but that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Take it easy.